Hello everyone and welcome back to Eat Sleep Reef. Today we're going to be covering a great topic. It's a topic actually I enjoy very much, and it's actually a part of starting a saltwater aquarium that I, believe it or not, look forward to the most, because this is kind of where all the magic happens. This is what most people are going to see. Obviously, yes, there's fish and yes, there's corals. But without this critical step, you won't be able to display your corals as nice. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So today, as you can see, we have dry rock here. In the previous video, if you haven't watched it, be sure to check it out. I kind of go into depth of dry rock, live rock, kind of what you want, what I recommend, what's the cheapest, more expensive, and so on and so forth. So today we have the live rock here. It's actually very hard for the camera to catch depth of field. I know this rock and this rock looks like they're stacked together, but they're not. That rock back there is like, a whole 9 inches way back there. So there's, I'm gonna put my hand behind this rock so you can see. The depth of field is kind of lost with this camera, so bear with me for a little. But today we are going to be showing you guys how the scape is kind of glued up. I had already done a video showing you guys my whole technique behind doing an AQUASCAPE. So this is kind of a revision. This is kind of where I ended up. And believe it or not, I've sat on this AQUASCAPE, not sat on it, but sat on the idea of this AQUASCAPE for at least 4 to 5 days. And something you want to really take in consideration and look at it. Wake up in the morning, look at it, make changes, look at it, make changes, so on and so forth. So this is it. Currently, the only thing that's finalized is the base here. And the reason I did that, because on camera, it'd be very difficult, because this rocket was not stable on its own. The way I have it, it wanted to fall to the left. Obviously, now it's one solid piece, so it's pretty much complete as far as that's concerned. So let me quickly move this piece here, and I'm going to show you really the glue. There's a lot of methods of gluing rock. The one I use, there's epoxy, but the thing I don't like about epoxy, it releases stuff in your water. It's not bad stuff, it's stuff that'll clear up, but it's, if you have a skimmer, it'll go crazy. Obviously, we're not gonna have a skimmer here, so we wouldn't have to worry about it. So you could use epoxy, but it's very smelly. It gets on your hands, and I kind of don't like it too much. You can use CA glue, but it's gonna be very more difficult to do 2 big rocks like this, and it's not gonna be as strong. And then you can do a very popular method, which is wire or rod. It's acrylic rod that you first drill a hole, then you stick the rod in. But with this rock, it's very difficult kind of to drill a hole. I'm afraid the whole thing will just fall apart. So the glue I'm using is Marine Depot Reef Welders. This glue is the same glue I use for my main AQUASCAPE, and it's a glue that's very simple to use. Pretty much you put it in hot water, just under boiling water. And I'm gonna show you right now, I'm gonna bring it here to the front of the camera so you get an idea what it is. They're little balls, you put them in hot water, you let them dissolve for about 3 minutes, and it dries. I mean, hard as a rock. Like there's no way I'm gonna be messing with this at all. So it dries very hard, and you can see I'm gonna pick up the rock from, these are big pieces of rock. Look at this. This at least weighs a good, I'd say 5-6 pounds. So picking it up from this section, you can see I can shake, it's just not gonna move anywhere. You can see here, the joint was really done right here and right here in the rear, and you can see it's very strong. You don't need to worry about it falling apart. So what I'm gonna do right now is bring in the glue, show you guys the glue, and then we're gonna go prep it and show you guys how we do this glue the scape together. Here's the Reef Welders by AquaMaxx, and obviously AquaMaxx is a sister company of Marine Depot. It's like their product line. So it's a great company, great products, and this is actually, it's a very new product. It's has been out for, I'd say, probably 6-7 months. It came out when I started in the reefing hobby, which is, as you may think, it was perfect timing. So yeah, and as you can see, all they are is little tiny plastic balls. You can see they're very tiny. You can get this in 2 colors. You can get in the purple or the white. The white one is right there. The thing with the purple one, it may look awkward right now, but when the rock does turn live, it's gonna grow like what we call coralline. And the coralline is a purple algae. You can probably Google coralline algae, and it looks identical to this. So you actually aren't gonna see this down the road. Whereas if I did white, yes, it would happen. It would turn, but it kind of stick out a little bit more like a sore thumb. Because it's you know, given algae will grab onto everything, this stuff I've noticed it kind of slip off pretty easily. So having it purple is a lot better, because when your rock does turn purple down the road, when it becomes live, gets coralline and all that, you're already gonna have purple glue, so you don't have to worry about it. So these are the instructions. Mix Reef Welders plastic in hot water. What I've noticed is you want to get the water as hot as possible. Obviously be very careful, but you want to get it super, super hot, because the balls melt a lot quicker and you're able to mess with it a lot longer. Soak for 2 minutes or until pellets become translucent. So these white ones are going to become clear. And then carefully remove fused pellets and mold them together. So you know, kind of just mesh them together. Apply resin to surface and allow to cool for 5 minutes. And that's it, guys. It's really that simple. A nice thing I like about this, if ever I did want to remove this, I can take this off. Obviously it's going to take me a little bit of work, but I can remove this, put it back in hot water, and make it 100% reusable. They make this in, I believe, 3 different sizes. This is the biggest size, and they have a smaller size and then a medium size. I would say go with the medium size, because you're better off having too much than too little. Another thing you can do with this, you can also use it to hold corals down. I've honestly never tried that method. To hold the corals down, I use the CA glue. I think I use the C-Chem one and the BSI one, as I've found those to be by far the best. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go down, prepare the water, the hot water, get this stuff pre-mixed in a cup, and I'm gonna show you guys the technique I use to get this scape and get it together. Like I said, I already did these two because it was very hard fumbling with these two and doing it on camera. So I figured, you know, it's gonna be easier to get this one up here. I gotta make sure I position it the right way. But anyways, I'll do that, you know, as soon as we're ready to get it down. So like I said, what I'm gonna do right now is go get this stuff. First, I'm gonna boil water. Once I'm done boiling the water, I put the water in a glass cup. I prefer a glass cup because I've noticed if any other material will tend to stick a little bit to that cup or plate or whatever you use. The glass cup, it comes off really easily if it does stick. So I'm gonna get water into a glass cup. I'm gonna bring it up, mix it, and then show you guys kind of how we put the scape together. Okay, so I quickly, before we started the video, I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are going to be questioning this and saying, especially the people that have been in the hobby for a while, you're going to say, so how good is that stuff? So what I did, I actually prepared a sample here, and it's not very thick. You can see it's what, a quarter of an inch thick maybe, all the way through, so it's not very thick at all, not that big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to bend it, snap it, whatever comes first, and just with brute force, that's it. I'm not the strongest guy around, but you know, I might try my best. So this thing ain't moving. I'm gonna try to twist. Yeah, guys, as you can see, this stuff is just not gonna give at all. At all. So, you know, being plastic, you may think that when it does dry, it's a little bit flexible. I mean, it's a hair flexible. Like, I can sense a little bit of, you know, flexibility, but let me try it again. So what I'm trying to do is trying to twist it like this, because that's kind of the best. Yeah, it's just not gonna give. I'm gonna try and, yeah, this stuff it even has creases in there. I don't know if you can see those creases, and it's still not giving at all. So yeah, it's a great material. I just quickly wanted to give you guys a little sample of it before we get it prepared, get it heated up, and get it ready to go here on the rock. All right, so we got the water hot, and just a quick tip, it's probably not recommended, especially by Marine Depot, but I get the water literally boiling and I just poured it into the cup. I get better results like that. I notice I have more time to work with it. But like I said, the water is boiling, so you have to be very, very, very careful. That piece that's in there, it's actually the piece I just demoed you guys, just to show you that's 100% reusable. And obviously, the way I do it, I've tried different ways. I've tried putting it on the base of the rock first, and then kind of like mating them together so it acts as a cushion, but I haven't had the best results like that. The best results that I found, and by far the strongest, are the way I'm about to show you right now. So I'm trying my best to get this all on camera. It's very difficult because, you know, there's a tripod here, there's a camera there, and 2 hands and everything. So bear with me here. So I use the knife or anything because I don't want to put my hand in the water. It is very hot, but that extreme heat, as long as you fumble it in your hands, keep it moving like this, you're finding it quickly cools down. So right now I can easily work with it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a little ball like that, and I'm gonna start with the back of the rock first. And what you wanna do, you wanna press it into, I'll kind of show you, I'll demo it right now. Because obviously I'm doing a live scape as we're doing this. So I don't want to, while that's drying, I'm going to show you here on the sample rock. I'm trying to find pieces that I'm not going to use. Or you know what we'll do? We'll do it on the rock and then I'll quickly remove it. So this is going to be our sample. I'm going to show you guys how I do it here. And let's just say I wanted to merge these pieces here together. So I'm going to show you how we do that. Obviously we get our don't need that much. So we get it, and obviously you'd mix it together. This was obviously, I had used this piece already, so I had done this. And let's assume you want to get these 2 pieces together right here. So what you do, literally put it there, and kind of like try and hug the rock with it. Like that. What we'll set it down. We'll let these pieces dry, and then we'll come back as soon as both of these have dried. All right, so I'm still waiting for this piece to dry here on the bottom, and I'm waiting for this one to dry. And I'm gonna tell you guys the technique I use as soon as I'm done. Right now I'm gonna get the other side of the rock. And what you wanna do, you wanna mold it into the crevices. I'll quickly give you an example what I mean by that. So you guys saw when I was working with the sample, you saw how the joint is right in the middle, but yet I was molding it around both rocks, kind of like hugging it. And you can see it's the joint is right here, right down the middle. You can see it's hugging on this side and hugging on that side. It's still drying, so we'll leave that piece there. And then while this piece dries right here, I'm going to tell you guys my technique and the method to everything. So obviously, if I can avoid it, I don't want to get any glue in the front of the rock. Obviously here, I couldn't avoid it. This is a very critical point between these 2 and these 2. These are the 2 contact points for this 2 big rocks. So here I can't avoid it. Obviously down the road, if I do want to cover this up, I could easily get some rubble, create a new mix, and probably, you know, like put that rock on it like that. Or the easiest way to do it, down the road, put a coral right there, and that'll cover that up. But like I said, this rock is going to become live in about 6 months. So within a year, this whole rock is going to look about that color. So it's going to be very difficult to see it. Plus it's going to have algae growing on it, so you're not going to see it. So like I said, right now, if I can get away with it, I'm going to try my best to get very little glue here in the front. Because I don't want any glue to be visible here on this joint. I want it all, what I did, I got it from this side and then from the back side, and I may come in from the left side and get it just so the face of it looks clean. You're like, whoa, how the hell did you get that on there? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get some more water, because this, let me see. Wow, it's actually still very hot. Actually, you know what, this is actually perfect. So typically what I'll do, make sure my water's hot, and it's as easy as just pouring it inside. So when you do pour it inside, you're gonna notice, let me bring it up to the camera. You're gonna notice them all like just joined together. You can see there. They were individual balls, and I don't know if the camera can see this, but you see how just the center is not clear? So you can see it's no longer white. Most of these are turning clear. This very top one here is clear. Those are clear. So what I'm gonna do right now And this is where this comes in handy because I do not want to put my hand in there. It's super hot. So this is where you just mix it, turn it over. And this is where the glass cup comes in handy because it doesn't stick at all to the glass. And you can see there, I'm waiting until every one of them turns clear. So they already turned clear, but just for safety precaution, or not safety, but just for the hell of it, I'm gonna let it sit for another few minutes. And then I'm gonna show you how I mix it up and then put it on the rock. The glue is ready to be mixed. So the way we do it, we put the knife in there or spoon or whatever you have, and you're gonna see it tends to stick to it. And this is what you're gonna shoot. It's pretty wet. Let me get all the water. This is kind of what you're gonna end up with. So you wanna mix it until the whole thing kind of looks purple. And another little thing I do, obviously while I'm mixing it, it cooled down a little bit because of heat transfer and so on and so forth. So what I want to do, I want to make this really thin, and I want to throw it back in the water just for a few more minutes, because obviously while I was mixing it, it did cool down a little bit. But while that's done, or while that's being done, this is a sample we did. Obviously, I didn't do 100% good job here. If I was doing this as a more permanent job, I probably would put a little bit on here, on the rear joint. But just in general, you can see this is very strong. Obviously, I know its weak point, since it only has glue on the top, I can twist this like this and it's gonna come right off. It's a good thing as well, because you can do stuff like this and it doesn't have to be 100% permanent. Obviously, it's very, you can see I'm trying to pull it apart like this and it's just not happening. Me knowing its weakness, if I do that, I know it's going to come right apart. But you can see this is a great way if you don't want something permanent, but something to be very solid. This is for sure not going to move at all. Look at this, guys. And I'm going to take it apart right now to show you. Right there. So you can see, working against it, you see if you mold it into the rock the way I told you guys, you can see it's very difficult to get out. Because it kind of, here, let me bring it up to the camera. You can see how it kind of put itself in the crevices. You can see there how it molded itself. So if I would have done both sides of it, it would have been a super strong joint. But let's say you don't want something that permanent. That's a great technique. Just use it on the top or use it on the bottom. Obviously for this and this, I did it on both the top and bottom, so it's just not coming off. So this should be dry by now. And you can see it's very solid. I'm getting a little bit of wiggle, but it's because it doesn't have glue here. But I'm going to sacrifice that because there's not going to be any pressure on this. Look at that. I can move the whole rock with it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on this side, and we're going to call that good to go. So let me get about this much. And like I said, just mix it, and then you put it on the rock and just mold it into the crevices. So you can see there, I'll wait for that to dry, but you can see this rock is 100% solid. It's not moving. If I wanted to make this super strong where I can like pick it up from here and just shake it, I would for sure do it here. But the reason, like I said, I'm not doing it is because I want the scape to have as little, or look like it has as little glue as possible. Now, the next rock is this one here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's very difficult. You can see it kind of has like a step. Oh, actually this way you can see it kind of has like a step here, then a flat face, and then a huge flat piece here on the top. And I really like the design of this rock. So the way I'm going to do it, the only point that's going to be making contact is this little piece here on this part of the rock. So it's actually a very small piece I have here. And this one's going to be very difficult because the rock is very, very, very top heavy. So in that, or actually, you know what? I'm going to have to go get some more water, mix some more water, and then we're going to quickly show you guys how we do this left side. And the only reason I'm going to go get more water is because this water cooled already, and I'm going to need quite a bit more to make this joint here. So let me go get some more water, and then as soon as we come back, we'll do this, and then we'll pretty much be wrapping up the video. So I went ahead and mixed a little bit more glue, got some really hot water. And this here is going to be a very difficult rock, just because naturally this thing, I mean, look at this contact point. It's barely anything. that I'm gonna have. So it's very difficult. It naturally doesn't want to be there. But I believe if done right, we can make this look pretty nice. The hardest part we're gonna have is just, I guess, holding it. It won't be that hard. I just need to figure out how I want it. Because it's either like that. I just feel this looks way more epic. It looks way more nicer. It's like, how the hell did you... And I know it's hard to see because you guys have no depth of field here. So you just kind of got to trust me with it. So I'm going to lean that one against that rock. And then I'm going to get me some of the glue. You don't need a lot, especially for the joint I'm doing right now. So I got to get the right position and the right everything, because I think that's fine. It's very difficult because there's barely any contact point here, and I mean barely. So I'm going to try and make as much as the base on this side of the rock so you almost don't see much glue at all. And I kind of got to figure out a way to hold this up like that. Okay, so you guys can see I'm kind of using the knife to hold it in place. There we go. And I gotta get luckily I have a screwdriver here, so I'm able to reach in there, get some more glue. So I'm mixing up a little bit more. And like I said, I want as little glue on the face of this rock, so when you see it, you're like, how the hell is that even possible? Okay, you can see all the glue here, and I'm trying to get away from that. So obviously you're going to see some glue, and there's only so much I can do to hide it. But for now, we're going to let that side dry up. I mean, I'm looking at it. So as you can see on this rock, it was a very small contact point. We have glue over here, glue on the back, and I'm just going to wait for it to dry and see how rigid it is as soon as I take off the knife, which is helping it in the back. All right, so I've decided to kind of leave that here. And that's really on judgment. You guys are going to be able to see when you're making your specific scape, you know, if I bump that, is it going to fall? I feel very comfortable without putting any glue on this one or any glue on this section of it. I can hit that pretty hard and it's not going to tumble over. I guarantee it. Which is why I'm not going to put any glue here in the front, so it looks a lot better. And actually I was fitting the rock together right now. This piece here, this whole piece right here is an overhang. Towards the end of the video, I'm probably going to move the scape somewhere else with like a dark background so you can really see how it came out. But just bear with me right now. I'm adding about this much of an overhang. And the piece, you can see it's really holding itself in there. So I'm not even going to move it anymore. So I'm mixing a little bit more glue. This stuff is hot. You got to really keep it moving. It's really hot. Shoot. I just put boiling water in there. But it quickly dissipates the heat, so it's not that bad. So we're going to start off probably with a piece like this. And this one for sure, I'm only going to do it on the bottom. I just moved it too. Let's hope. Really hope it didn't affect it at all. Yeah, like this whole piece right here is an overhang. It looks ridiculous in a good way. It looks like sick, epic. For you guys that have seen my AQUASCAPE on my 45-gallon, you know, it's probably not the best AQUASCAPE out there, but it's for sure not average. I really did my homework to try and make it be unique, be different, and not something you see every day. And I'm actually really happy with it. Yeah, I'm very happy with this joint right here. There's very little glue you can see here, so I'm trying to mold it in there so you don't even see it. And that's pretty much it. Here, let me move the camera for you guys. So I'm thinking of doing a ledge or like a bridge from here to here, but I think I'm gonna wait till I put it inside the tank. I actually have more rock over here. So yeah, here's the extra rock I have. And I'm considering doing like a really nice, super high point. Oh wow, look at that. That kind of just fit on its own. Wow, that literally just fit like a glove. Wow. Do I like that is the question. Yes, I do, and that's gonna be just like that. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm gonna try and secure. Again, anytime I'm putting glue, I don't want to put it where the eyes are gonna, where your eyes are gonna kind of see it. Trying to do it in the back where your eyes are probably not gonna catch it. I'm gonna have to mix a little bit more glue. So let me at least grab both sides so they're at least sturdy. Well, actually, let me see on this one. Oh, this one's perfect. This one's absolutely perfect. Come on. Look at this. This is like, I'm gonna have to mix a little bit more glue. I mean, I guess I could leave it like that. And on this joint here, for sure, I don't want any glue on the face of it. Kind of right there. Right there. So I'm happy with it. I'm gonna pretty much move this from here. I'm gonna let everything dry. I may do a little bit of touch up right now, and then I'm gonna move the scape and kind of show you guys the final product. So here's the whole rockscape finish, as you guys can see, or the AquaScape, not the rockscape. And I'm actually very, very, very happy with it. So I'm gonna, now that it's done, I'm gonna quickly walk you guys through on the kind of the interpretation, I guess you can call it, of the tank and kind of what I'm envisioning when I look at it. So one thing when I'm doing the aquascapes, I want the rocks to look natural, but at the same time be an unnatural, like, wow factor to them. Like these two pieces, you're able to see how they're really just making very small contact there. And when you look at that, you're like, how the hell is that rock there? Same with this thing. You see it's attached, but then you're like, you know, that looks, you know, it draws your attention. Doesn't look like it's just a bunch of rocks stacked together. And then we have an arch coming up here. You can see it's a very natural looking arch. It makes the rocks look just complete, if you ask me. And then we got that overhang here on the left side, and very solid. I can pretty much put anything I want on it. So all in all, I'm actually very, very, very happy with it. We have a full swim through right down the middle. You know, stuff can swim right through it and come around it. So I think I was able to achieve a great aquascape, because my main goal was not only to have a beautiful aquascape, but at the same time have tons of places for corals. I have all this place here, all this place here. Here is gonna, I really want to put a chalice right here. Just a beautiful chalice growing right there. I mean, I may change my mind.
And then there's also a nice flat piece right here. Tons of room here. SPS, SPS, SPS. And then I may actually do like a Montipora cap. I don't know if growing out here. I don't want it to shade here. Maybe growing out here. Maybe actually, you know what? Actually, I may put a Monty cap growing out here. But like I said, I'm very, very happy with the scape. So I'll give you guys a quick here wrap around of the whole thing so you can kind of see it. And this is the back. Even the back looks actually really nice. You see that overhang right here just came out amazing. I'm really, really happy with it. And my main goal was the back to be as flat as possible. You know, not too much sticking out, because or else I would lose space and have to push the scape forward. So you can see it's generally pretty flat on the back. But very, very happy with it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys are not only, or you guys didn't enjoy this video, but really hope you guys enjoying these whole videos I'm doing for the Cubey. And I'm really hoping you guys, you know, learn something from this video, especially you experienced guys out there and you newer people trying to get into reefing. You know, hopefully I was able to make it look easy, or at least not impossible, and something anyone can do. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment box below. Also, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And if I earned your subscription, it really helps me out a lot. And guys, leave a comment down below. I always love chatting. Let me know what you think on the scape. Let me know what you would have done different, or just let me know what you like about it. Also, guys, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll have the link down in the comment box or in the description below. I'm very active on there, and that's going to be a wrap for today. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Happy reefing.